Hello and welcome. My name is Tanita Bailey, and today I am going to talk with you about how to obtain a real estate line of credit. And we're going to start off by featuring one of my recent clients, Anicia Runnels, with Uptown Realty Group, who obtained just recently a $1.5 million real estate line of credit. Let me start off by introducing myself. I am the president and CEO of Corporate Capital LLC, located here in Cedar Hill, Texas. I'm a licensed mortgage consultant. We are a nationwide lender and we specialize in non-traditional lending options. And what that means is basically we do all types of loans, stated income loans, low doc, no doc, anything that you can think of as far as lending is concerned. We are a nationwide lender. Been in the business over 25 years, both in the real estate and the mortgage lending industry. I'm an author, speaker, and a consultant. And I say all of that, but my real goal and my real purpose is to help you fund your dreams. So I got a few questions that I'd like to ask you. Is one of them is, are you tired? Are you tired of finding deals and not being able to make offers and close on them quickly? Or working on just one project at a time, paying high interest rates for funding your deals, or basically just going through the process every time you locate a property, you have to actually go look for the funding. Are you tired of that? If you are, then I have a solution for you. Now, that solution is a real estate line of credit, and I call it a ReLOC. Okay, it's a real estate line of credit. And let's talk a little bit about the ReLOC. The ReLOC program, it is a program that it allows you to obtain a line of credit. We're going to talk about what that is and how that looks. And then I'm going to show you the proof is in the pudding. I'm going to show you an actual example of how it works. And then I'm going to show you how that once you obtain a line of credit, how you simply just add a property to your line once you actually get it approved. And then I'm going to show you how you can get money back at closing. I'm going to show you an actual settlement statement where the client, Upscale Realty Group, actually purchased a property, a new construction, and was able to get almost 10 grand back at closing. We're going to talk about phase one, which is our consulting services, and phase two, which is the financing program that goes along with this ReLOC program. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what to expect from the investor, as well as some of the fees that are involved. And then we're going to talk about next steps. How do you get started? And then I'm going to show you the money. I want to talk about Anicia just for a few minutes. I am really, really excited and proud of her. She started investing when she was 23, 24 years old. Her family had been in the real estate game for a long time, and she just, she grew up in it, and she knew that real estate was actually the key to achieving her goals. And so she started investing in properties, buying properties, and then she started getting into the new construction realm. She's from Terrell, Texas, and she actually has bought a lot of properties and land there, and actually in the process of building 3 homes. And so we're going to talk about when Anicia came to me. We're going to talk about exactly, the steps that she took and what we did. And I'm going to show you how she was able to achieve a $1.5 million line of credit. Now, the proof is in the pudding. I always like to just share with people and show people. I don't want to do a lot of talking. I feel like if I can show you, and the information speaks for itself. So this is an actual closing where Anicia closed on this particular property is July 31st. She received a loan amount for this particular property, which is a new construction, for $123,000. She received cash back at closing for $9,655, almost 10 grand. Now you say, well, how did you do that? If she was getting a new construction loan, how did she get cash back? Well, she got cash back because she owned the property. Okay, so a lot of times people are buying, wanting to do new construction, and the first thing you need to do is you need to own the lot. If you don't own the lot, then you're not going to get cash back at closing, which is okay. You just have to bring money to closing. But in this particular case, she owned the lot, and so that was her equity in the land. So we were able to work the numbers where she could receive money back at closing. Here's an example of how her portal looks once we actually got the line of credit approved for her. She got a $1.5 million exposure limit. That's her line of credit. Today, she's got a available line amount of $453,250. And then she had validated experience. Okay, that was one of the main reasons why she was able to get the line of credit for 1.5 million. Now, she also had money in the bank. She had over $150,000 in her bank account because she had just sold a property that she had built using her own money. And so we were able to take that bank statement and apply it to this line of credit and get her an exposure limit of $1.5 million. And to talk a little bit more about what you're looking at here, we funded the first two properties here. And then she decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and build the third property, which is 901 South Francis. And basically, all I had to do is go in and click the button that says add property. And so I was able to just add that property quickly to her line and get her terms sent out and get her to sign her documents. And voila, that property is on its way to getting funded. That's how easy it is. You don't have to requalify. You don't have to bring in more bank statements or anything like that. We've already gotten that piece of it out of the way. So this is just an example of what her properties look like. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about what the ReLOC is. A real estate line of credit is an asset-based exposure limit that can be used for investors and or builders for new construction or fix and flip projects nationwide. Okay, the minimum amount of liquid assets you need to have is $50,000. You need to have a minimum credit score of about 640, and this program is available to experienced and or inexperienced builders or investors. The ReLOC can be used for a fix and flip or new construction. So if you're interested in doing some fix and flip projects, then we have that available on this program. The loan sizes are anywhere from 50,000 to 2 million. If you're doing new construction, then the loan sizes must start at 100,000 to 2 million. There's 12 to 18-month interest only terms and draw balances available. And what that means is that every time you need money for your projects, you'll only pay interest on the amount that is drawn. Okay. The interest rates start at 6.75 and go up, and it is dependent upon your credit, your experience. That's what it depends on. So in order to know exactly what your rate is going to be, you have to actually apply. There's funding up to 90% of the purchase price. And what that means is that you only have to put down 10% on your fix and flips instead of 20% in most cases. We do give you 100% of the rehab budget or construction costs with the max ARV of 75%. So basically what that means is if you have a property for 100,000 and we're going to loan you $75,000 total. So you'll have to buy the property and fix it up for 75,000. Okay, so that's pretty much how that works. 90 days minimum interest. So We're going to charge you for 90 days worth of interest. So if you keep the project for at least 90 days, or it takes you that long to basically buy it, fix it up, and then sell it, you're going to still pay for 90 days worth of interest. And we do loan to individuals as well as entities. The minimum credit score is 620 plus, and the property types all must be single family residence, non-owner occupied, 2 to 4 family units, condos, multifamily properties up to 20 units, and we will do mixed use on this program. The new construction product is basically you can get a up to 10 million for investors and builders for ground up construction. The line amount is from 500K to 10 million. Again, the loan size starts at 100,000. Maximum loan amount is 2 million. The term is 12 months. It's a fixed rate term. The interest rate again starts at 6.75 and goes up, and the acquisition financing for the land is up to 75%. And again, we do loan up to 100% of the construction cost. Max LTV for the after repair value is 75%. And then this is for non-owner occupied properties, as I mentioned earlier. Let's talk about the initial process and what you need to do to get started on this program. First of all, there is a phase 1 of the process, and that phase 1 is our consulting services. And inside of that consulting service, what we do, there's a 4-part process to obtaining the real estate line of credit. Okay, and we're going to talk about that right now. What I believe is that you have to build on a solid foundation, and I believe that there's 4 phases to that. So one of the things that we do when we start talking about you getting a real estate line of credit is we take a look at your personal foundation. We take a look at your income, your credit, your assets, and then once we're able to look at your information, we can determine what is the best program for you. Then phase 2 is that we take a look at your business foundation. How is your business set up? Do you have all your entity documents in order? If you do not, then what do we need to do to get those documents in line? Phase 3 is the real estate financing strategy. Okay, there's a strategy. There's so many different ways to finance real estate. And what we do is we take a look at your particular information and determine which one of the programs are going to fit your individual and or your personal profile. And then lastly, we take a look at the wealth building strategy. We take a look at once you start making a lot of money, it's very easy to either lose that money if you don't have a plan for it, for accumulation. And so we talk about some of the options after you actually finish your projects or even well before that. We like to do that up front. So that's phase 1 of the program for getting the real estate line of credit. That's the consulting phase. So let's talk a little bit about the fees. This is how it works. We sign a consulting agreement with you. The initial fee for this program is $995. We get your paperwork, you fill out your application, which I'm going to show you here shortly. You send us all of your information. We actually get your line of credit approved for you, okay? Once that line of credit is approved, then we will send you over your approval, which only takes about 48 hours to actually get your line of credit approved if you submit all the documentation that we ask you for. Once that line of credit is approved, then the additional fee, the remainder of the fee of $39.95 is due and payable from the borrower. Now, once we have secured your line of credit, then if you have a project that you want to start, whether that's a new construction or fix and flip project, then what we do is that we will also, that's a separate loan, that's a different loan. It's still under your line of credit, but it's a different process. So basically, we will charge a 3% fee, which is paid at closing and funding. That's what's called our real estate success fee. Okay, so not only will we help you get your line of credit, we'll also help you complete getting your loan for your project and making sure that you have enough money to complete your project. The real estate financing piece of it is designed for new construction as well as fix and flip properties. Here is a copy of the application that we ask you to complete. And it's a one-page simple application. It's straight to the point. You put in your assets, you put in your personal information, your entity information, and your personal guarantor information. Here is the checklist that we need in order to get things started. We need a complete application, which I just showed you. I would like to have 3 months worth of bank statements with verifiable assets, a minimum of $50,000. You will need an initial application fee of $9.95. That is due at the time that we start this process. I will need a copy of your driver's license, social security card. I need your corporate documents. If you have a project under contract, I need the sales contract. If you already have purchased, say, a lot, I need a copy of the deed and the HUD 1 settlement statement showing that you've actually purchased that lot. And then I need your experience. I need a list of the properties that you've completed before and a track record of your experience. Now, if you have not completed any, then that's fine. We just need to know that up front. And then here are the investor fees. So after you have received your line of credit and you have a project and you're ready to get started, then there are additional fees that have to be paid. First of all, you're going to pay a $750 exposure limit for your application for your line of credit. And then what they do with that money is they do a background check on you. We check your credit up front, so they don't do that, but they actually do a background check. And they're trying to make sure that there's no hidden liens, judgments, anything like that that's going to keep us from being able to keep you from being able to sell the property once you finish building it or fixing it up. And then there's other fees that are non-refundable, which are your valuation and review fees. They start at about $5.95 and go up, and then there's a project budget review fee. So they actually take a look at your budget that you send in, which we help you with that, and we make sure that you're going to have enough money to do what you need to do. But they actually take a look at your budget because that's how they determine how much money you're going to receive throughout your project. And then there's other fees at closing, which are your processing, origination fees, inspection fees, wire fees. Then you have your settlement fees that the title companies charge. So these are some of the investor fees that you will see throughout the process once you actually get started. So how do you get started? First of all, if you decide you want to do this program, we will send you via DocuSign a consulting agreement. When you're ready to get started, then you will pay the initial $9.95 fee that we charge up front, and then the balance of $39.95 is due immediately after you receive your term sheet and your approval. And usually that's going to be within 24 to 48 hours. I have listed the link for the initial payment. You will receive that information in writing. And after the initial fee has been paid, we'll send you another link for the balance once our job is completed. So what's next? Okay, so what's next is once you receive your ReLOC approval term sheet, all your fees are paid, we will begin the process of completing phase 2 of the program. Now, phase 2 is, like I said, that's when you have an actual project, which is your new construction or fix and flip. And then once we get everything that we need, your budget, your contracts, your plans, then basically we will help you complete the process. We will walk with you. We'll answer any questions that you may have. We will be there the whole way to make sure that your project is a success. So if you're ready to invest in property, then don't hesitate to schedule an appointment. You can go to Fund Your Dreams Today at .as.me, and I would love to talk with you more about how you can obtain a real estate line of credit. So let us help you fund your dreams. Remember to schedule your appointment today at fundyourdreamstoday.as.me. and there's a phone number there that you can call directly and make an appointment. We look forward to working with you. And again, my name is Tanita Bailey, and thank you so much for watching this video.